Good morning, Internet. How are my fellow human beings doing? I want to tell you a story. It's a little bit of a recap of the past couple of months. The headline for my personal notes: digital organization. And I've been meaning to make a video about this for quite a long time now. I have different ideas, like, oh, I'll put bits in this video and bits in that video, whatnot, who now, who cares? But finally, I'm making the video. This isn't even the interesting video. This is me just explaining what's going on. The next video will be me actually doing stuff. So for context, I'm a little tech savvy. I let computer go click, clack, click, clack. And I just so happen to have just enough free time and just enough old electronics, like old smartphones, like these bad boys, that I was like, yo, what can I do with this kind of stuff? And I've been like, getting into the community of Linux. Woo! So I've had like a couple different operating systems on my laptop. First I got Debian 12, and now I'm doing Arch because it's like Linux but edgy, and it's like you have to be smart to use it and whatever. You gotta know what you're doing. The point is, I wanted to set up my own server with these old electronics. Because I was like, they got Wi-Fi, they got storage, they got processors. We're going to turn one of these bad boys into a server. Specifically, an NAS. Network Accessible Storage. So basically, your own personal drive. So it's kind of like, if you want to store something, you got a couple different options. You've got like a cloud service, like OneDrive or Google Drive, right? You put it out to the cloud, usually reliable, usually costs money, and there's the whole privacy concern. Or you can store everything locally, like on thumb drives, micro SD cards, stuff like that. Those are like, well, the actual physical card or whatever you're storing it on isn't going to last forever, and it's going to be kind of annoying if you're trying to access multiple files from multiple devices. So kind of like the happy medium is an NAS, where it's kind of like your own personal cloud where you can access it from any of your devices. Turns out it's a lot more complicated than I thought. So after multiple weeks of testing and troubleshooting with AI, by the way, quick shout out to AI. If AI wasn't a thing, I definitely would not be doing this. I'm not down to read a bunch of wiki articles or watch a bunch of YouTube videos on it. I just want to get it done. I don't want to waste a lot of time. So if AI wasn't a thing to tell me how to do it, I probably wouldn't be doing this. So shout out to AI. Yeah, long story short, I kind of got it to work, and I could only access the storage on this one, I believe it was. No, it was this one. A little NAS, and I could only access it from my laptop, and only if they were both on the same Wi-Fi network. It wasn't really what I wanted. I got into AI, like, I want like a real legit thing. And in between that time, I was installing a new operating system on my laptop. Anyways, long story short, it's not that practical to get on the phone. Also, this bad boy was a pain because the screen doesn't work. And I was like using an HDMI cable to a monitor. Oh man, horrible. I don't know if I could make the setup more jank. All right, so we got the laptop, obviously. Laptop, totally fine, totally normal. This is the mouse that I usually use, but I'll get back onto why I don't. So laptop, totally normal. Bluetooth connected to the laptop, totally fine. We're good here. We got the terminal open on one side, and then of course we got AI. Definitely gonna be using AI. But the thing is this is the device that we're gonna be using to self-host. The Samsung S22 Ultra. Thing is, screen is broken, but since it's a Samsung, we have Samsung DeX, which if you don't know what that means, is essentially you can use it as a desktop computer, which this isn't essential, but it makes it a lot easier because we have an HDMI adapter here, plugged into the monitor, and boom. So I had to plug it in to the monitor so I could see what I was touching, because I can still use the touchscreen from this half down, or this 3/4 and down. I can still use the touchscreen. I just don't know what I'm touching, right? So I got it to connect to a Bluetooth keyboard and a Bluetooth mouse. So that's why this Bluetooth mouse is connected to the phone, which is used as a desktop. Bluetooth keyboard, and then of course this keyboard is connected back to that. I could just use this on a regular laptop, and then the mouse, which, oh man, tiny mouse, no bueno. This ergonomic, oh, good size. Anyways, so now, oh, another thing is, this thing is almost dead. So we're using another old phone to wirelessly charge it, because you can't charge it while it's plugged in. I don't have like a chunky dongle right now. I'm wirelessly charging it while it's plugged in. So yeah, now we're gonna start setting it up. This one would have been good. Charging port doesn't work. These two bad boys, super old. This bad boy, super cheap. No, not it. And I was like, this was just kind of something I want to do for fun, so I'm not really going to spend any money on it. But then, miracle happened. Old laptop. This bad boy had Windows 7. It's not in the greatest condition because I'm going to use it as a server. So I've already tried it doing a DNS. Worked fine. DNS, those are like a DNS cache. So if you think about it like this, the whole internet is a giant library, and the websites are the books, right? And instead of going through the whole library to grab your book every time, like opening a new tab in a browser to go to a different website, you have just a bunch of books in your like quick save, bookmark, or whatever that you can grab really fast instead of looking for the whole library. That's what DNS cache does. Just kind of like speeds up browsing. So I did that, worked, and now I got to make it into a real NAS so I can store files, maybe some like ad blockers. I can back up my laptop and phone of different things, different notes, different photos and videos that I have, and all that cool stuff. And like a password manager locally, and then like even hosting a website. I've already purchased a domain, which I'll try to figure out how to make into a cool website later, but that one was actually going to be hosted on one of the phones, but then I realized it's not really practical, especially because I can't get root on most of them. Anyways, this laptop, I installed Debian 12 without desktop environment, and what that means is it's just code. Picture, insert picture, editor, insert picture. Very good. And it's working good. One minor flaw with this bad boy. You'll notice if I open it up, open up the laptop, I can slide out, boom, this bad boy. This is a 500 gigabyte hard disk drive, and which is cool, but it's not 2009 anymore. We need SSDs or solid state drives. So basically inside there's a lot of physical moving parts, and the solid state drive is just a lot more reliable, it's faster. So today I'm going to get one of those, basically upgrade the storage. It'll actually be the same capacity, but it'll be a lot more secure. And then from the laptop, I'm going to start self-hosting, which is the whole like my own cloud storage, my own ad blocker, my own DNS, my own all of that stuff. I don't know how long it's going to take because there were a few times where I just spent hours trying to get it set up on a smartphone and it didn't work. So that's a recap. That's episode 2 of digital organization. If anything that I talk about sounds like I have no idea what I'm talking about, that's perfect. Please give your tips and suggestions in the comments, what I should do. But yeah, that's the deal. I'm going to the store today, get a new SSD, plug it into the laptop, get it running again. We'll have to reinstall the operating system because the operating system's on here. But that's cool. The more experience, the better. And yeah, hopefully eventually I'll get a server running and then maybe I can host a website from there. I don't have a business or anything. Which leads me to the next question of, Elric, me speaking to myself, why do you need any of this? Are you like a business owner? Or are you like, you're working for like some company? Or is this some kind of school project? And the answer is, no, it's just for fun. Completely my own entertainment. Maybe I'll learn something good. Character building. I could use this in the future for something, somehow, potentially. So that's that. So thank you for watching Digital Organization. The next one, hopefully, in the next episode, you will see my server working, or it'll be a video of why my server didn't work. Hopefully it's the first one. Yeah, so thank you.